Hi Deepak, how are you?
Hi, Via, Anurag Via. I'm good.
So,
What about you, sir?
yeah, I'm good. So, just tell me a little bit about yourself and what you are studying, what you have learned so far. Yeah.
Okay. My name is Deepak Patel, and I'm currently pursuing BTech Computer Science from Sushila Devi Bansal College of Engineering and I am from Vidisha district, Madhya Pradesh. Currently, it's my seventh semester, and I'm doing web development related work like creating a websites and another thing
Yeah. So, what are all the
like
things or what are all the technologies that you have learned so far?
Actually, I have working with web development approx 2 years ago. When I was in second year, I started my um, web development journey, and I have knowledge about HTML, CSS, JavaScript, Bootstrap, Tailwind, and all the technologies. But I have mostly worked with HTML, CSS, and JavaScript.
Okay. So, in this
And I
interview,
have
we
also
will.
knowledge about
Okay. Okay. Just go ahead.
ReactJS.
Okay. So, in this interview, we'll mainly focus on CSS and JavaScript, little bit about
Okay.
HTML also. So, let's
Uh,
start our interview. So, first
uh,
of all, we will start with HTML. So, can you just tell me the full form of HTML? What is the full form of HTML?
okay. HTML is stand for hypertext markup language. Actually, hypertext is stand like whenever the element like P, whenever the P is wrap up in the quotes, angular quotes, then it is called hypertext.
Okay. Why do we use
Uh,
HTML? Like, what is the use case of
uh,
HTML?
Actually, we use the HTML for creating the skeleton of the website so that it can be visible to the user. Like,
Okay. What is semantic tag in HTML? Like, you have heard of semantic tags?
Semantic tags like header, footer, body, or sidebar, etc. These all are semantic tag because they follow a standard way. Like there is a section, then it will show a different. It will create a different portion for the website.
Okay. Yeah, that's good. Why can't we use just divs for everything? Why do we use semantic tags?
Actually, semantic tag currently we are working with the HTML5 and when the HTML5 was introduced, then there also come a semantic tags. So that's why semantic tag give the website or crawler. Basically, crawler is the Google uh, bots, Google bot. So
Yeah.
which uh,
You,
investigate
hmm.
the whole website, and because of the crawler or because of the semantic tag, he understand everything very easily.
Yeah, that's good. So yeah, mainly uh, for
Search
it
engine
provides
optimization.
yeah it helps in search engine optimization, and also it gives meaning to the developers also. For example, you are a developer, so you will understand by seeing the footer tag that the code for footer is inside that tag. Yeah. So now let's come to CSS. Or there is one more question. What is difference between div tag and span tag?
Okay, div tag basically is used for taking a whole line of which cover whole the space along with the line, and span tag just take the space with the content in it. Or
Yes, yes. Yeah, and like that is related to its width, how much width it will cover.
with
Yeah, but
with
what is underlying difference? Like behind the scenes why it happens like that. What is other difference like?
Okay.
Hmm.
Span is inline element. Inline element are those who take the space according to the element content,
Yes,
and block level element are those element which take whole space it means a full line.
yes. So it will
This
take
cola
the,
this,
yeah, yeah.
this element called as block level element,
Hmm.
and the span is called inline element.
Yes. Yeah, that's correct. Now let's come to our CSS. Okay. And in CSS, just can you explain in a bit more detail what is a block level element and what is an inline element from the perspective
Inline
of
element.
CSS? Yeah.
Okay.
Hmm.
In inline element, we
Hmm.
cannot define the width and height, and
Okay.
because of this are inline element, if you want to give the
Hmm.
height and width, then you have to do changes in their uh, a display property.
Okay.
Basically display property, if you suppose if you have a span element, okay,
Hmm.
then span element, we can't give directly some width and height,
Yeah.
so we just set their property to inline block. So
Yeah.
inline block will give you the priority to use the width and height,
Yes.
and in block like block element, in block element there is we can set the height and width according to our desire.
Yes, that is correct. So can you give some other examples of inline elements that are by default inline in HTML?
Okay, inline element, some are like image tag, and
Yes.
so image tag hoga, and then second one is input tag, input element, span,
Span we have
span,
already
uh,
yeah discussed.
okay,
What about anchor tag?
anchor tag also.
There is bold tag. Okay,
Or
bold.
actually now
Uh,
I know whenever I will do my work like
mm,
related to create the website,
mm,
then I use this tag.
mm.
But the mostly just like image tag and span tag, input tag.
Mm.
Basically, we worked with most of the in this tag. So
Uh,
that's why I
yeah. So
told.
you said image is an inline element. Okay,
Huh?
and you
Okay.
also said we cannot set height and width on inline elements.
Hmm.
But on image tags, we can set height and width. How is it possible?
Okay, inline block element. It is an inline block element actually.
Uh,
Image tag is it is an inline block element, so that's why we are able to do height, set height
uh,
and width.
no, it is inline. You can check. So
Okay.
uh, image tag is inline element. What you can do is you can share your screen. Okay,
Hmm.
now you can share your screen and
Okay.
open an HTML file, and you can open that HTML file with a live server.
Hmm.
Just create an empty folder. Sure. Your VS Code I'm not able to see. I think you have shared only Chrome screen. So share your entire screen. So stop
Okay.
sharing
Okay.
and share it again, entire screen.
Okay. Is it visible to you?
Yes. Yes. Uh,
Okay.
yeah,
This is
now it
my
is.
index.html,
Yeah.
and then
So connect one CSS file and one JavaScript file.
okay. Okay.
Hmm.
Okay. Okay, Pia.
Yeah.
It's done.
Yeah. Now create one image tag and add some URL, some take some image from Google or somewhere and add that link here.
Okay.
Yeah. Now you can inspect it and check what is its display property. So in computed, you will be able to see its property. Computed, go to computed tab. There is one layout and one computed. Select that image and click on that browser styles. That is one checkbox. In the side, there is one checkbox below computed. Yeah, below computed, right side. Filter styles, you can see. Yeah. So now
Okay.
here you can, in the filter styles, you can search for display. Yeah, so
Okay.
it is
Display.
display inline. By default,
Hmm.
any image has display inline property. Now try to give height width in CSS. Select it. Give it 500 width.
Okay.
How is it working? It is inline element.
Hmm.
Do you know this?
I don't have
Okay.
knowledge about that.
You know box model in CSS?
Huh, I know.
The
Okay, can
border.
I explain in Hindi?
Yes, yes, you can explain in Hindi. Hmm,
ओके।
hmm,
देखिए, जब क्या होता है कि हमारे पास जो सीएसएस बॉक्स मॉडल रहता है,
hmm,
उसमें अगर हमने बॉक्स साइजिंग बॉर्डर बॉक्स करा है, तो
hmm,
उसके हिसाब से हमारा जो बॉर्डर का जो भी सीएसएस का बॉक्स मॉडल होता है,
hmm,
उसमें जो भी बॉर्डर की विड्थ और जो हाइट रहती है, उसको अपन कैलकुलेट करके एक पूरा का पूरा एक कंटेंट एक वो डिप बना लेते हैं, ठीक है?
hmm,
बट अगर इन बॉक्स साइजिंग कंटेंट अगर हमने कर दिया,
hmm,
बॉर्डर कंटेंट कर दिया, तो
hmm,
उसमें क्या होता है, बॉर्डर के लिए अलग से ही हम
hmm,
काम करते हैं, अलग से ही
hmm,
मतलब उनकी जो भी साइज रहती है उसको कैलकुलेट करते हैं और एक
hmm,
नया ही डायमेंशन में मिल जाता है।
hmm,
इसलिए जब भी हम अगर सीएसएस वगैरह लिखते हैं ना, तो हमें यहाँ पर एक चीज कर लेना चाहिए कि अगर हम जाएं
hmm,
यहाँ पर एक एस्ट्रिक करके पूरा सिलेक्ट कर ली थी पूरी सीएसएस को, देन द कर्ली ब्रेसेस,
hmm,
मार्जिन जो होता है हम हमेशा सेट करते हैं 0, एंड देन पैडिंग पैडिंग भी जो होती है हमेशा हम 0 ही सेट करते हैं, बिकॉज कि क्या होता है हम जब लिखते हैं ना, एक मिनट, एंड देन बॉक्स साइजिंग बॉर्डर
hmm,
बॉक्स, इससे क्या होगा कि जो भी हम कंटेंट की हाइट और विड्थ देंगे वो उसके साथ ही कैलकुलेट हो जाएगी बॉर्डर के साथ
hmm,
में। और अगर यही हमने बॉक्स साइजिंग कंटेंट कर दिया,
hmm,
कंटेंट बॉक्स अगर कर दिया, तो
hmm,
कंटेंट के अलावा जो भी बॉक्स की अगर हमने बॉर्डर दे दिया वो और जुड़ के आएगा।
hmm.
बट द थिंग इज
Yes.
अगर हमने यहाँ
Hmm.
वो कर दिया,
ठीक है. So
border box कर दिया.
what is by default? What is the default value of box sizing?
It's box sizing content.
Yeah. So we set it to border
It's
box.
content box, content box. But
Yes.
we should do this box sizing border box.
Yeah.
Whenever
So
I used to create a website, then I always did the three
hmm,
line
hmm.
so that
Yeah,
okay.
that's okay. So you know about specificity in CSS? What is specificity?
Okay, I know.
Hmm,
Specificity
huh,
actually tells that uh, specificity
yeah, it
tells
is
that
difficult to pronounce that word. Yeah, it's okay. It's very normal. It
okay,
is tongue twister. Not everyone can pronounce. So yeah.
okay.
So
Specificity, हाँ.
huh.
Specificity tells that uh, suppose we have okay हिंदी में
Hmm,
हमारे पास कई सारे जैसे इमेज के लिए कंटेनर डॉट का यूज करते हैं
hmm,
सिलेक्टर होते हैं हर
hmm,
किसी के लिए सिलेक्टर होता है जैसे अगर क्लास के लिए डॉट लगाते हैं
hmm,
और आईडी के लिए शार्प लगाते हैं हैश
hmm,
जिसे बोलते हैं
hmm,
और अगर हमें सिलेक्ट करना है कोई एलिमेंट को
hmm,
जैसे स्कैन करके सिलेक्ट कर लिया हमने
hmm,
और एक होता है इम्पोर्टेंट करके
hmm,
ये तो मतलब this indicates that class, this
hmm,
indicate that id,
hmm,
this indicate that element,
hmm,
and this indicate super specificity.
hmm,
Actually in the by using this
hmm.
we can set to any element uh, high specificity
Okay.
because whenever we give this property so it's all the property of that element become very high if we set this
Hmm,
and after that there is this okay id property matters high
hmm,
after that this
hmm,
and after this and or if we go with this like internal css
hmm,
then internal css is also preferable first
hmm,
first one is important
hmm.
second one is internal css third one
Oh,
is uh, id fourth
hmm,
one is class and
hmm.
fifth one is this according
Yes.
to
Yeah, so specificity has some kind of number thing.
hmm.
Do you know like how much is the specificity for class? Like, do you know that number? How much the specificity of one class is? Come to VS Code. Come to VS Code
Okay.
and open CSS file.
Hmm.
So you have used here element selector for image. Okay. So if you
Hmm.
hover on that image, just hover and just put your cursor. So if you
Hmm.
see selector specificity is written above and it is 1,
Hmm.
001.
Hmm.
So the specificity of selector, specificity of tag selector or element selector is 1 and
Hmm.
specificity of a class selector. If you just put
It's
some,
10.
yeah, it is 10. So that's what I
Okay,
was asking.
I got recall it because when I have did a work on it, and you also taught in a video
Hmm,
regarding this
hmm,
that specificity also in mathematics like 1, 10,
hmm,
100, 1000
hmm.
and infinite. And
No,
this is
no.
I have learned from your
Yeah,
channel.
yeah, that's good. Now let's move to JavaScript. It is enough
Okay.
about CSS. So you can open VS Code. Just by default, keep open VS Code and
Mm.
just keep it like this. Yeah. So what is like what are different data types in JavaScript? Can you tell?
Okay. There are mainly two types, primitive
Okay.
and non-primitive.
Hmm.
Okay, there are two types of data types in our JavaScript. Primitive data types are those uh, which take uh, memory in the stack memory,
Hmm.
and non-primitive data types are those
Hmm.
which take the memory in the heap memory.
Okay.
And the heap memory's data is stored in the stack memory as a reference variable,
Hmm.
or yeah, this one.
Okay, just tell me some examples for both.
Okay,
Hmm.
primitive for primitive data type we have string,
Hmm.
boolean, boolean, null, and then also we have uh, boolean हो गया, null, string, undefined, undefined, and string, boolean, undefined, number.
Yeah.
Okay, or there is also a new data type introduced right in new JavaScript versions, like symbol.
Yes.
Actually, I haven't used this symbol, but I have worked with all this.
Yeah. Okay, that's
Mm.
enough for primitive. Give some
Non,
examples for non-primitive.
okay, class, object,
Okay.
object, and then arrays,
Okay.
functions, functions.
Hmm.
Yes, these all.
Yeah, so all these things behind the scenes are objects. So,
Hmm.
uh, like if you just say object, that is also enough. But if you mention all these different things, that is also okay. And arrays and class are not different on data types. If you
Hmm.
just create one array, just can you clear your this create one array, put some number 1 2 3 4, and that's enough.
Okay.
Now console log below uh, type of array, type of this array, hmm, type of array. Yeah, yeah, it's okay. Now check in console. Before checking, just tell what will be the output of this.
Actually, array, type of array. Whenever I'm learning from a YouTuber, he said that array is a object, but actually, he told that okay, it is a object. But
Yes.
yes, if we print this, so I will we will get object as its type.
Okay. So if we can check what is its output, you can come to
Okay.
Chrome and check the console. What is its type? Open Chrome. Yes.
Object. Okay.
Yeah. So it is object. Now,
But I want to know actually the when I am learning from a YouTuber, then I was in dilemma like how it is an object. So can you
which
give some
YouTuber
brief?
you have which YouTuber you have learned from?
There is an YouTuber like name is
Hmm.
अरे,
It's okay. It's okay.
Free
No
Code
problem.
Camp. Okay. Free Code Camp.
Free
So
Code
that's
Camp is not an YouTuber. That is an organization where a lot of
channel.
YouTubers
Yeah,
come.
channel.
Yeah. Yeah. A lot of
Uh,
YouTubers come and
I,
make videos. Okay.
mm,
Yeah. So yeah, because behind the scenes it is an object. So that's why in
mm,
JavaScript there is not a separate data types for array. It is
mm,
just object. And functions are like if you check type of function, then it will be function. But behind the scenes, that is also an object.
mm.
Now, one more question. Come to your VS Code.
Hmm.
Come to open JavaScript file. What will be type of null? If you check type of null, what will be that? Console log type
Type
of,
of null is null.
okay. Cons print in the console. Just do a console log.
Okay.
Inside console log, put that type of null whole expression. Yes. What will be the
It is
output?
also object. Also object.
Yeah. Why? Do
अरे
you know this?
नहीं ये कैसे हो
Actually,
रहा है
actually,
ये कैसे होता है
this is a bug in JavaScript from long time, and it has never been fixed because lot of code relies on this. So this is a JavaScript issue. It should be null.
ओके
It should be null, but
हाँ
it is object by mistake. Okay. So you should know that.
बट व्हाई इट इज एक्चुअली ना
Huh.
आई जस्ट गुड मतलब ऐसे कैसे हो गया
Yeah, it
अच्छा
is like this. You cannot do anything about it. Null
ओके
is a data type whose type of,
हाँ
if you check its type, it is object.
ऑब्जेक्ट
Eh,
ओके
It is,
array is
it is
also a object array is also a object and null is also a object and
null
object is
is
also a object
null is not object. Null is a
हाँ
different data type. But if
हाँ
you check using type of, if you check type
हम्म,
of operator using type of operator, it will give
हम्म,
you object, which is not
ओके
correct, but it is like this. Okay. So
ओके
now let's move to our next question, which is what is difference between let and const variable? Can you explain?
ओके
Like let and
वेट
var, leave const. Const we will see later. Let and var.
ओके हाँ where basically when we go with the where keyword let it remove for first when we go with the where keyword like keyword equals to 29 I will go with the I can go with the example or I should
Just
go with
explain it.
theoretical
Explain it. If we need, we will write
okay,
examples also. Just first
okay.
explain it.
So basically we can re declare it again like
Okay.
keyword 91 and when we go clg keyword so its value become 91 and whenever we want to use this keyword before declaration like clg or keyword then we will get answer like undefined
Okay.
because when we talk about where keyword so in the memory it becomes it just hoist the variable hoist the variable above
Hmm.
so with the value of undefined but in the case of let when we declare it keyword 1 equals to 34 and when we use to console this clg keyword 1 then we will get a error the error is temporal dead zone actually this thing I learned from you
Hmm.
and it is basically for me it's very unique when I learned but now I have knowledge about this it is a block level element oh sorry block it has block uh, scope it has block scope and it has global scope
Okay.
okay.
So var is global scope, you have said, right?
Hmm.
So if we create a function, just create a function, or
Okay
can you explain like how like block you said let is a block level element, okay? and var is a global scope. So
Hmm.
what is difference? Like, can you just give an example here? Can you just write a block like block scope variable and just like how it is different? You just said block. It has block scope. So can you create a block scope and create a let and var variable and show the difference?
Okay, Bhaiya. I want to tell you that I have worked with this thing earlier, but now I am learning the javascript from beginning, so that's why I haven't go with the ECMAScript concept. So that's why I have only this knowledge.
Okay.
Because
Okay.
but
So
just I
hmm, so you don't know the how to create a block scope, right? Okay, that's okay. Now but you told that function is a global scope. Okay, so
function.
which means if we create a uh, if we create a variable inside a function using var, so what
uh,
will happen in that case? We'll be able to access it outside of the function.
Never, we can't. It
Okay,
become the block level scope.
block level scope.
Uh,
So var is a
outside
block.
of the function. Suppose outside of the function.
Hmm,
Uh, okay. And whenever you try to access this number one variable, clearly number one variable, then you will find that we can't access this because it's a its scope variable become local scope, and
yeah,
outside of the local scope we can't use the
yeah.
variable data.
So why you said it is a global scope variable var?
Suppose global scope where number one equals to 24, and if you want to use this then you can, and whenever you want to print it then its value become, or
Yeah.
you can also
So
change
in
its
that
value
case,
and then
yeah, in that case, if we use let also, we can do the same thing. So let also becomes
okay.
a global scope.
uh,
So actually, what you should say is let is a block scope and
uh,
var is a function scope. Function scope is you will have to say. Function scope means if you declare it inside a function, it will not go outside of the function. You cannot access
okay.
it outside of the function. Okay. So, uh, and what is a block scope? Like if you use if else, okay, and
uh,
inside if else, if you create a variable using var, it will be accessible outside of that if else. Okay. And if you create
okay.
using let, it will not be
uh,
accessible outside of that if else because it has block scope. Okay. So first you will have to learn what is a block. Block
okay.
scope you will learn later. What is a block? You will have to learn first. Okay.
Okay.
Now I will send you some questions. Okay. Some JavaScript questions. You have
Okay.
to answer that question.
mm,
So here in the chat, in the Google Meet chat, you will receive the question. You can copy it and paste it in your VS Code. Remove all the existing code and paste this code.
Okay.
And don't check the browser console. Just without checking the browser console, just try to answer this. What will be the answer of console log x, line number 4?
Okay. It got called and its value become 20. Undefined. Undefined. Undefined.
Okay. Why? Can you explain this?
Okay. As I told you, the value when we create a variable, then hoisting come under the picture, and suppose it give this when we did when we declare a variable, then its value firstly become the uh, undefined, and for the same thing for function also its value become under this got hoist
Hmm.
above the function scope,
Hmm.
and then when its value become undefined and when we are accessing this, so this become undefined.
Okay. And if we try to console log on line number 5, like first first x and then console log. First declare x and then console log. Just move that line down.
Okay.
Line number 4, move to 5 line number. Yes, like this.
Now
But
its value become 10.
yeah,